Okay, you never know about workout equipment or what?
There's no way I'm working out at home. I just couldn't do it.
I don't know
Also,
why I need to see this better. I don't get how people can't do that. Like Steph and I would love if we could have an acreage and we never had to leave our house except for to get groceries. We would do that. I would like to have a gas station at my house.
I just think I just comes from like bad. Like I think it comes from like
Because you don't get anything done.
yeah. Like me sitting in my house is like to me my mental is like so like my house is like my relaxed state.
I love it when people see my mental. It makes them seem like they're mental.
But no, what I'm saying is like it just gets caught. Like I just like want to chill. I want to like hang out. I don't like. It's very hard for me to like get shit done because anything I like the ordinary like cleaning the apartment or like
Yeah, my brain just works different.
Like I know it is. It is
because if I literally had an acreage, I could do everything. If I could fish from my house, I would. If I could get gas in my house, I would. If I could walk across the lane and be at my job, I would. I wish all that was like one place, and I just have designated rooms. Because think about how much time you spend going to work, from work, to the gym, home from the gym, to a friend's house, blah, blah, blah. If everything's just right there, and I want to buy everything I ever wanted in life right now, but then I just have it, I'm done.
But then look at that life experience. Like,
I know
you is like in a box. Yeah. And I just mentally can't.
But
I have to go like to go.
Okay.
That's how it works.
But I get to choose my life experience also. So if I want to listen to that podcast because I like to drive to work, I can do that.
Yeah. But I'm saying is if you bought everything and you lived on your acreage and you didn't leave because you had everything there,
I can leave when I want. I'm not stuck in prison.
I know. I'm saying from your perspective, you're like, I'd never leave because I had all this stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like,
if I want to go on vacation, I'd go on vacation. I'd still see the world.
Really,
what I see it as is I'm extending my purpose to a greater extent. I'm doubling down on it. Because I'm experiencing the things that are getting to be my purpose. I'm still having relationships.
To where? To what?
No, friends are still coming over.
You are locked down in your house. That's all you're doing.
No, I got my business across the lane. Everybody's coming in and out.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Is you still need to go somewhere. You still need to do something.
Do.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, give me an example.
What do you mean example? Like you out here living on an acreage doing nothing.
Yeah, you don't
need to go anywhere.
You act like I'm in isolation.
That's again, that's the framework you put yourself in.
No, my job. Let's say I got this huge performance center where people come in. There's gym classes. There's performance consulting. There's athletes coming in. There's high school kids. There's nutritionists. There's physical therapists. There's everything. Friends are coming in. We're having corporate events. We're doing all this stuff. People are coming in and out. I just only walk to work.
You just live at work.
I mean, no, it's like
it'd be like you live on a farm.
Yeah, I mean, kind of, but my farm's the next field over. Yeah. Yeah, I just take my little 4-wheeler over there.
You live on the farm.
Yeah, sure. You want to think about that? I don't want to be in isolation. That ain't good for anybody's health. I'll go out and get groceries.
To me, that's like what that would be.
No, it'd be fun, dude.
That's all that would be. But again, like
great.
It is not my style.
If I want to go out and about, I just take my car for a stroll. Because I just saved a lot of money.
You might be
a lot of time.
You're really out there.
Well, I live by Amish people, so I mean, it's no big deal.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I just know like my motivation is just doing anything and not happening at home. Just couldn't do it. I just never was built that way.
They say like your bed is supposed to be made specifically just for sleeping. So like when you fall in your bed, your mind should get tired, your body should get tired.
And that's exactly how it is.
I feel like yours is pretty good. Except for you watch movies on like loud as can be. I don't know how you would fall asleep.
Yeah, but that's it. Like, other than that, like that's all that's a lot. Like if I'm in my bed, it's not that I'm just sleeping. It's just I'll be on my phone, but I'm in a very relaxed state, and that's why like and then like just as soon as like I walk in the house, like that's the first like if I'm saying playing video games, like I'll just get off video games just to lay in my bed. Like, see, like, that's how bad my mind is of wanting. Maybe it's just.
You gotta resist temptation. Man.
Yeah,
it's like wanting coffee, just crave it. You gotta get it. You're addicted to your bed.
And that's why I couldn't work at home. It wouldn't be a good workout. I think I could do a sauna. Like I could have a sauna in my house.
A sauna doesn't require a lot of physical.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I could do that.
You can literally. My mom falls asleep in the sauna at home all the time.
But yeah, like having a treadmill, all that shit, all that stuff would be pointless. It literally just sit there.
Really?
Yeah. And that's like the only time I'd ever use it is if I lived in Iowa and it was snowing outside and I couldn't leave. I would use it for that one moment, that one day, or those 3 days of the year.
It's worth it.
Not to spend $15,000 on workout equipment.
Oh, Chad, you can get.
I know, but I'm just saying if I'm gonna have a home gym, I was like, I'm just thinking like, okay, you're gonna spend anywhere between $7,000 and $15,000.
It depends how much you want in your gym, yeah. If you just want a barbell and some weights, you don't spend that much.
No, there's no.
So when you go ahead.
But yeah, even if I had the opportunity to work at home, I'd have to go to a coffee shop or I'd have to go.
I would.
Yeah, I would. I just wouldn't be able to get stuff done.
That's my question though. Is do you feel like you are losing time or spending more time on stuff that's not needed to get better? Like you spend an hour and a half, 2 hours of, I don't want to say nonsense because you can definitely get better in the car. Like I pray in the car a lot, listen to podcasts, et cetera, et cetera.
I do all that, yeah.
I love the car sometimes.
Yeah, so that's why like I don't see the car as a bad place to be. Like that's
But over time,
technically a time waster?
That's what I'm saying.
To me, it's a reset. It's either I'm learning or I'm listening to music and I'm resetting or like getting excited to go like walk in the gym, or I'm praying, or I'm hoping I don't die, going to and from another place I need to go.
The reset, I think of a reset. If I was at home, I would just lay on the couch for a little bit, watch TV.
I'm going to sleep.
Yeah, I'm not. Or I set a timer. Remember my senior year in college, I would set a timer and sleep for 20 minutes and then come out.
I tried doing that.
It works really good.
Yeah, I just get too excited to sleep.
Yeah, sleeping is good. But I don't know. I say this how it's going to go.
I mean, like, put me in the passenger seat. I'll fall asleep in 3 minutes.
Yeah, we know. I got some videos of it. Yeah. I haven't looked at that GoPro video for a long time. We should look at it.
I have no issue falling asleep anywhere, any place.
Sleep's important, though. I think that's the best form of recovery is sleep.
But my mind, it overpowers my mind. It's bad.
Sleep overpowers your mind? I would say my mind overpowers sleep.
like, very rarely can I wind through like being tired. As soon as I get tired,
That's what I'm saying. You always crash eventually.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Here's the thing.
You can have all the passion, but you got to balance.
If I'm constantly like going, like moving,
then you're not as bad.
Then I'm not tired. But as soon as like I sit down or like spend like 3 minutes relaxing, like,
I do agree with that. That's definitely true.
But if I'm going or moving, like.
So, like a couple weeks ago, we got home from Nate and Brooks at 2 a.m. And the next day I had to do some kick lessons and we had to go to church. We were hanging out with more friends.
Yeah.
And I was up and about all day, but eventually my legs just get so tired from doing stuff that's like I gotta sit down because like my legs get pain so fast.
Mm-hmm.
So like I had to sit down. And then instantly, like when we were at church, like I was about to die. I was like, I just got 4 hours of sleep. It was actually 5 hours of sleep. No, it was 4 hours and 55 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is struggling right now. And then remember when we went to Isle Royale for the second time?
Yeah.
Attempted Isle Royale. And remember how much sleep we got? We literally slept in the car for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And then we got up the night before and left too. We got like we didn't even sleep. I mean, we slept in the car base. I mean, we didn't sleep at all. And I remember we had like 3 cups of coffee and I was seriously about to die on the way home. I couldn't remember like where I was, like driving. I didn't remember the drive. I was like, I will not ever do this again. Sleep is it's a luxury, man. You gotta have it.
Yeah.
Well, it's a necessity and then it's a luxury. In middle school, I used to not get up. I go to bed at 10. I get up at 10 or 11 on Saturday morning. No problem.
Yeah. It's because like your brain needs all that. Like that's like a perfectly fine like amount of sleep for like that young.
No, I can still do it though. That's the thing. If I didn't feel like I was wasting my day, I could go to bed at 10 and wake up at 11. I could do it tomorrow.
I'd struggle with it. I could lay in bed, but I don't know if I could sleep.
Oh, I would sleep.
It'd be like off and on. Like I'd have to get up and do something for like an hour and then go.
Oh no, I get up for wake up for 10 minutes, hear some horns outside, and then I go back to sleep for another 45 minutes.
Yeah. And that's just like the rare moments where like I like if like when I went on the stint of like just grinding for weeks on end, then I could do it. But it's just like a day-to-day thing. Like if I just have 1 week, no chance.
Yeah. Do you think your brain, like I said on Tuesday in the podcast, how you know if you have a long week, it's a struggle? Do you think your brain just turns the signal on and it's like, all right, here we go, and it just keeps grinding?
Yeah. It definitely. Well, especially like my weeks on are so different because it's like it's all the same, but it's all different because you never know. Like in my job, like you never know how a kid's gonna act. You don't know what's gonna happen. Like if a kid runs away, like I could be out till 2, 3 in the morning, and then gotta be back there at 9 a.m. So like it all really just depends, or like we could be in holds. We could have like 20 holds in one day. Not really. Like it's more or less, like more realistically like 5 a day, but that's very wear and tear like on the body.
Yeah.
Like now we're at like averaging like 5 holds a week, so we're averaging like 1 a day. So it really just depends. But then other times like okay, so now we're coaching stats. But to me, yeah, it's just a mental flip. Like
your body's ready no matter what.
Yeah, and then, but I also mentally prepare myself. Like okay, so then at the end of the day, I drive home. I already had like normally line stuff up or what, like line my stuff up where I just like am able to go to bed within 10 minutes.
Yeah, I do that no matter what.
And like kind of like you laid out clothes for a week.
Yeah.
I'm not that extensive, but I lay out clothes again like the next day. Like I wake up, I already have my clothes ready to go, then I'll lay out the next day so I can just come home.
Yes, I do.
Pretty much I can come home straight. And
yeah.
Do my nightly routine, which is like 7 minutes long. And
yeah, I get my lunch ready for the next day every single night.
And then I think, yeah. So it's just like very much like planning ahead, so like you don't crash as easily. Like, but yeah, it's very much just mental toughness of like okay, I'm just gonna grind.
Because I just think it's interesting because your body does adapt. I think like in college when I had to get up at 5 o'clock to work out, eventually my body just did it on lower sleep.
Yeah.
Like once you got into October and stuff, there's no big deal, or I guess February for the off season.
Yeah.
But also, like now I wonder if I work out harder than I did in college or not, or if I just don't recover, if I'm just not as sore now because I don't work out as hard, or I'm just used to it, or what. But I think it's interesting because I think that your brain does flip a switch. Like it knows it's gonna have to go through crap for a certain amount of time. Like during COVID, when I went on that trip for Cole's Kicking, we went to all these cities. I was literally up at 7, had a glass of coffee, ate not decent food for the most part, coached all day in the sun, not 95 degrees plus.
Yeah.
And then worked out at night, and then went to bed at 10:30. Got up at between 6 and 7.
Yeah. I'm also thinking like now, like I actually back when I was like camp counselor, like something like that. Like, yeah, I'm not physically like restraining kids back then when I was a camp counselor, but that was 24/7 all day long every day. Like,
do you think that was more challenging than this?
No, but I wouldn't say more challenging because I think I wouldn't say more challenging, but it's definitely more like there is no off switch. Like even on the weekends, like people like have downtime, but your downtime is like doing something fun.
Yeah. So do you think you could do like? Would you do that more now or back then? Like, could you take more now doing that, or were you more prepared back? I don't know the wordage is.
Yeah. I could do my job better now. If I had to run a summer camp now, I'd do my job a lot better just because I know my body better.
Yeah, see, I think that's definitely true. But like when we went to Nathan Brooks and we went home till 2, the next day I was like, in college this is no big deal.
Because you're shocking your body.
Yeah,
that's a huge shock. Like in college, I feel like it's like 2-3 times a month.
Yeah,
and that.
But now you're just aware of like what's going on and what's going to happen. Versus then it's just willy nilly. Who cares? I like the word willy nilly last couple of weeks.
It is a good word.
Yeah. Anyways. What was it? Sleep education? Is that the episode? Mental fortitude and sleep education. All right. We'll catch you guys on next week, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Next Tuesday. All right. Have a great day. Love you. Bye.